Every day across America, thousands of calls for help are made, but few as bizarre as the one that came into the Los Angeles Police Department on the evening of July 11th, 1991. For the survivors of a tragedy, healing is a difficult and painful process, but sometimes the bonds forged throughout the journey can reaffirm the goodness in life for all of us. I'm William Shatner. Tonight on Rescue 911, true stories that remind us a single person can touch the lives of many others in ways we never imagined. We begin on the morning of October 29th, 1992, at Nyack Middle School in Nyack, New York, as the students in Al Pesner's PE class headed out to the playing field for a game of flag football.
It was second period, 8th grade class. When we reached the upper field, I directed the students to take their warm-up lap.
13-year-old Andre Gilbert and Nick Graziano were jogging together that morning.
Andre and I, we were good friends. I was jogging right beside him.
Keep working!
We were coming around a corner, and I asked him, I said, Andre, let's speed up. Let's catch up to the rest of the class. He just said, no, I don't want to speed up. He looked tired. He had a red face, sort of. Almost like he was blushing, but a lot more.
What's wrong?
He falls flat on his face.
Andre!
It appeared that somebody had tripped him. He just went almost head first into the ground.
Andre, come on, give me a sign here, buddy. You all right? Andre. Andre.
He was unconscious. He was not responsive at all.
Roger, would you please go get the nurse and tell her to come up to the field right away, please? Thank you. Andre.
I really didn't think it was a serious condition at first because in my career as an instructor, I've dealt with numerous different levels of seizure, and this just seemed to be a seizure situation.
Okay, Michael, you'll get the ball. The rest of you go ahead down. Be careful crossing, please. Andre. Andre. Andre.
And then all of a sudden, he stopped breathing.
Stop! Go down, tell the nurse we need an ambulance right away. Tell the office what's going on and get Mr. Boffa from my office. Go!
When he stopped breathing, my thoughts changed from a seizure to maybe an air blockage. A piece of candy that he might have had when he was doing his lap that somehow lodged into his throat.
Come on, Andre. Andre.
I thought I lost him.
Andre, come on.
I thought I might not see him again.
Andre.
He just looked dead.
Andre. Andre. Come on, Andre.
When we continue,
Panic started to set in. I'm not going to fool anybody. I was really scared. I'm looking at a 13-year-old boy, and he might not walk out of my class.
No, Paul!
When 13-year-old Andre Gilbert collapsed and stopped breathing while jogging during PE, his teacher Al Pesner sent the other students to get help while he began to try to revive Andre.
Andre, come on, breathe.
When I blew air into Andre, he went right on up. So I knew right away there was no blockage. But the response I got was frightening, because all I got was a tut, 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 which is the tongue flapping from the air coming back out. Panic started to set in. I'm not going to fool anybody. I was really scared. I'm looking at a 13-year-old boy, and he might not walk out of my class.
Andre!
So I decided I better check for a pulse. I couldn't find anything.
Andre.
Tried here.
Miss Richter, there's been an accident on the upper field.
He was just weakening, actually like melting. You could just feel his body getting limper and limper.
Come on, Andre. Come on.
You've got a couple of minutes to do whatever you have to do, and you better make the right decision because this kid's dependent on you.
Andre, come on, Andre. Andre. Hurry up, there's no pulse.
PE teacher Tony Boffa and another teacher came to see if they could help.
Oh, he went down like a ton of bricks. He's not breathing.
Can't find his pulse.
Let's go CPR, Tony. You know what you got, right?
Al just kind of barked at me, Tony, do you know what to do? And I says, let's go with it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, watch.
Andre regurgitated, which was a good sign, which meant his body was responding, and he started to breathe. Tony secured a pulse, and whew, what a relief. I still wasn't sure whether we had, how long we were going to have him here. Because in CPR, we were taught that, you could get him back for a while, and then they go right back out.
An ALS unit with Rockland Paramedic Services arrived, including paramedic Vincent Romano.
It took between 5 and 8 minutes for us to get there. That's long enough to cause irreversible brain damage.
Went down, and then he stopped breathing, and
People were pretty excited and a little bit emotional.
No.
I would say it was about 20 seconds after oxygen that Andre opened his eyes and looked very startled.
All right, Andre, way to go, buddy.
It was great.
Keep going.
It's, if you ever have your own children and be there for the birth, that's what it's like. It's just that wonderful.
He had a very erratic pulse. My partner and I hooked him up to an electrocardiogram and found that he had a fairly serious ventricular arrhythmia. It's an irregularity of the heartbeat to the point that it actually could cause unconsciousness or even death.
Andre Gilbert was diagnosed with a rare heart arrhythmia that can cause sudden death while exercising, for which he now takes medication. Andre is currently under the care of pediatric cardiologist Zvi Marins of Columbia Presbyterian Babies and Children's Hospital.
When he exercised that one time, his heart started to beat abnormally fast, so fast that the heart was not able to fill. Therefore, the heart was not able to pump the blood.
Andre, what we're doing now? We're doing the echocardiogram.
This is considered to be a very, very serious problem for him. Therefore, he is not allowed to engage in any sports activities. Even as mild as bicycle riding and running down the street, he's not permitted to do.
Or can you give me that,
Andre's mother, Josette Gilbert, is trying to help her son adjust to the changes in his life.
He was very depressed at first. He's a kid that gets on his bike in the morning and doesn't get off of it until night. But I think now he's learned to adjust a little bit. He's the same kid. He just has restrictions.
I can't ride my bike. I can't play basketball. I can't go to karate. And those are like the favorite things that I like to do.
Good girl.
I want to do it, but it's like I try to listen to what the doctor says and I don't go doing what I want.
Not even a week after the incident happened, I think Andre was still in the hospital. I went up to thank Mr. Pesner and Mr. Baffa. It was very emotional. I really didn't know how to thank him.
Bell!
Andre is important to me now. I feel that I'm a part of him and he's a part of me. The lesson, it can happen to anybody at any time, and to be prepared for it. To think that if I didn't know CPR, he wouldn't have made it. There's no question in my mind. He was fading fast.
Out!
He's my assistant now. In our softball unit, he's our umpire. And I think it's important for Andre to realize that there are other aspects he is capable of fulfilling in athletics, even with his limitations.
I'm really grateful for what Mr. Pesner did for me. We're like brothers. When I see Mr. Pesner, it's like, there goes the coolest guy I know.